Okay, everyone, I'm doing another game review. This is going to be a short video. Once again, I'm just going to try and take a short hand fighting, situation, and I'm going to try and bring out some principles more than anything else. So let's start the game. Very common opening. This was the start of the Kobayashi. If anybody, I'm sure a lot of people know this, and I'm sure if you watch the game with me and Incente that I hate the Kobayashi because I don't really know it that well. So it inspires me. Probably the next pro game I review will be on the Kobayashi. But for now, I decided I did not want to face against the Kobayashi. I was like, no. And he said, okay, that's fine, I'll take your corner. And this is where I don't know if I made him, well, I don't think I made a mistake yet. So I have this stone here at K4, and that is an important stone. I'm not going to waste the efficiency of using it. If I build a wall this way, this doesn't do me very well because I don't have a white stone here. So at the end of this, he can just play in here and destroy anything I made. So I have to play this way, I think. Black plays the normal Joseki, and I do too. Oops, that's not normal. White plays here, black plays here. We can use the arrows for this. And so this is where I made, I think, a tactical error. This is like a direction, I don't know what you call it, but I feel like it's not a good move. And this is like the classic normal move if you wanted to kill on F3. But I think you play this way if you have a stone over here near the Q3. I think playing this now, because black has a stone over here at Q3, it is not good for white to play this move because black now plays this. And now I can be easily undercut, I can be attacked, it just feels really bad. So I do the iron pillar to take my measly 12 points after spending like 8 stones or something like that, right? So that's not good, that's not efficient. He gets a good follow up here, but I feel like it's kind of greedy because now white can play this. And how should I put it? Maybe it's fine, and it probably is. Like, if I was a down player, I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But if it was me, I would want to play something like this, or maybe this. And if white plays on top, you can either take points like very easily, or you can take them like this. Sorry. And so now black can make a lot of points here, right? This, to me, this looks like a real lot of points. So yeah, I felt like this move here was greedy, and it allowed me to punish that greed. So at this point, I made like 12 points here. I don't know. It's still this was really bad for me. Trust me. I've seen this attachment in a lot of pro games that I reviewed, and I thought it was super cool, so I knew that like this would give a good result. The crosscut I think is correct, but then you're supposed to use it so that I think you're supposed to use it this way. White, if black plays here, black takes the corner, right? So white has to stop him from that. And then in pro matches they do cooler stuff, but this was my own variation of it, where if black just plays here, right? Black builds a wall influence this way. White didn't make a lot of points, and then black made some solid points here. He made about his like maybe 9 points here, while keeping white like away from the center. White can get to the center if he really wants to, but then black can build more influence over here, and then he can build more influence over here, to even hurt these points. So white wouldn't want to like come out this way, I don't think. So this is how black should have played. Unfortunately, he didn't know the principles of not to Atari twice when you do a crosscut. So black ends up playing this Atari. It made white stronger. Black plays this Atari. It made white stronger. And so now white has a lot of strength versus these cut weak stones, right? And in the game, I didn't even think about it. Like, I really should have put my mind to it a little bit. In the game, I played here immediately without even thinking about it. I was like, oh, you know, I'm strong, I'm okay. I think white... I know white can do it this way, but I'm wondering which one was better, right? Like, maybe my version in the game was better because he messed up, but this is how it would normally go, right? And now these 3 stones are dead, and white got the corner, but black gets, like, outside influence over here, right? But if you can't see that, white's definitely gonna kill these black stones, I think. And especially if he like does a you know, crummy move like that, then for sure white will get this corner in safety, right? But black gets this outside influence. Anyway, that's one way I could have played it. The other way that I just played this instinctually without thinking was when this way. And so now I put a lot of time into this next move. I think so anyway. I don't know if it shows it. But I had to play this out. So white plays here. Now black's hurting a lot here, right? Black cuts. I get to hurt these stones a lot. This move felt kind of weird, but I can see why he did it. I played here. I'm wondering if I should have Atari'd first, but oh well. He ended up playing this way anyway. I think he should have cut, because this feels like pretty good for okay, maybe not, I don't know, but this is how the game went. I got a nice solid wall facing this way, which is really good, and a safe corner. So I felt pretty happy about my result, and black's super cramped up in here. So all because of his mistake of Atariing both sides on a crosscut is what led him to a really bad result. This will be my tactical analysis of this game. I already know this principle, but I figure I'd teach it for anyone else who didn't. And the fact is that if you ever seen this pinwheel shape, this is kinda the way you would want to play in a cross-cut fight. Nobody ever Ataris each other because you're both building strength this way. But if you Atari and then Atari, oops, sorry. Now there's weakness all over the place, right? Or even he played this way. Now there's weakness all over the place. Like these could die. So try not to Atari in a crosscut fight. That's my principle there. I mean, of course, every game is different, so there's probably situations where two Ataris could work, but for the most part, it isn't. We'll move on though. Okay. So normally when black has a wing like this and he plays somewhere over here to pincer you, white will take the corner right away. It's solid points and it's usually pretty good. But because I had this thickness here, this group that probably can't die, I figured I can attack these stones and profit out of it and reduce them. So that's why I played this way. My attack only works so well though. I thought this was cool. So white gets a solid group. Black's not alive yet, but black does get this. But the great move about this is that I get a ladder breaker. So I read the ladder, and I got to play this, which now strengthens this a lot. And he has to answer somehow, right? This move might have been slow. I feel like a lot of the important moves are over here, so this was probably too slow. But you could see that making this wall and this wall, now I'm building more points. And I get to seal in black over here if he doesn't do a move. And so he moved over here, so I took the sealing move, which seals him in. I take the corner, hoping to invade here. I was debating on playing A to keep this blackstone split from these groups, so I could lean on this to reduce it while attacking this. So let's say if like it went something like this, right? Well, now it looks like white's really close to making all these points, and that's like a lot. Black is making justified points over here as well, but white still can like break through here. He still has invasion points as well, so I thought this was okay. But I didn't play this way because I wasn't sure. I felt like there's a principle when it comes to invading, and the principle is try to wait until your opponent only has one more move to seal all his points. And so I felt like this was the moment of time that if I played here and he played maybe this or something, now all these points are like without a doubt like gonna be his. And this is that lower Q level thinking of not knowing like how should I attack this. I mean, I have some ideas, but like it wouldn't hurt him so bad, right? Like it would be a fight. But anyway, I felt like he would make a lot of points here, so I ended up playing this invasion a little early, probably too early. It came out a little weird, but I'm not going to go over it that much. Then I got this move still, which kind of made me happy. So I got like a really big reduction, and I got to still fight. So I was happy with this result. I felt like even if black lives here, I solidified this. He had to lean on me, so I got to solidify this. And then I got to play moves over here, which is helping me reduce this even further and like hopefully keep me connected. This was kind of scary. It's like I'm trying to break from the habit of like always responding to these endgame moves, because this is the middle game. There's still way more points to be made than just blocking here, right? So I played this. I had the audacity to play this move, which activated this once more, and it also is sealing in this. You can see that I'm like attacking this to seal in this, which I thought was like really good principles, really good strategy. The problem was I didn't stick to strategy. I should have played somewhere else than where I did, which was here. And so this, whenever you have like an open skirt or whatever you want to call it, an open area where like he can take away like 12 points, it gnaws at you in the back of your mind. Like you're always like, oh, when should I play it? When should I play it? When is he gonna take advantage of it? And then I'll lose 12 points. You know, so I was like, and then I don't know if I could kill this group. Like in Go, it's very hard to kill a group more than it is to like make it live. So you have to spend way more moves to kill it than for like your opponent to make it live, I think. So I don't know if I can kill this group. So if he comes in here and I lose 12 points, and then I don't kill this, then it's not worth it, right? So I ended up playing here. I backpedaled. But I was happy I got to play this first. This was like a really cool, you know, kudos to me. So we'll skip around a bit. We'll get to the big part of the game. So So this was good. You can see I have a strong white wall here, strong white wall here, and black doesn't have 2 eyes yet. So this was a really good point at the game for white. Problem was, once black played here, he took away my connection that I really wanted. So I had an option of playing A to like save it, because this is a lot of points here. This is a lot of points. Or B, I could poke at the eye shape and then try and seal them in, right? So in the game I played A because I was still on that principle of it's way harder to kill something than it is to it's harder to kill something than it is for your opponent to live. And so I was like, you know, I already did my job. I solidified this, I reduced this. So even if this lives, I did all my job, like all the jobs I wanted. So I ended up playing here. Now the problem with this is black gets to lean now on this group to try and cut this. And so now he's like pretty much connected to this safe group, and now I can't attack this any longer. And all I did was get a stick. You know, so I felt like maybe this was the wrong move. I feel like maybe I should have done the follow-ups, and the follow-ups to take away black's eyes is this. Then poke here. If he blocks this way, as you see, if white plays here, he's connected. So black has to block this way. But if black blocks this way, white gets this move. And if he plays this, you get to connect under. If he plays this, you get to clamp. The Satari's this, right? So if he answers, now these guys are dead. See? So let's move on. Oh wait, so that I was trying to get to the point that I can take away black's eyes here. So now black doesn't have any eyes here, and he has to like try and get out. And so then once again, white can like lean on these stones. If he wants these, then I can now like seal them in, something like this. It's hard to seal in, but I'm sure I would have been able to do it. It's tough though. I don't know. That's why the reading was too hard for me to seal in. So that's why I played this move, and he played good principles, which is to attack this group to link up to this group. That's a really good way to play Go. So we're gonna finish up here. White's solid, white's solid, white's solid, white's pretty much solid, and black also doesn't have any more groups that I can attack. And so when there's no more groups to attack, I feel like that's the beginning of the end game. So now we're in the end game. I want to get to, you can just see all these moves are just like poking and prodding moves. I did get to play this as good end game though, so I was like really happy about it. That's a lot of points gone for black. So once we hit move 200, I felt like I was really behind. Not really behind, but like I felt like I was behind, probably by like 8 or something points. And looking at the score estimator, like the top is pretty accurate. This is pretty accurate. This and mostly this is accurate too. So here in this score estimator here, it says black's winning by 16 points. Obviously these points are debatable, but that's still like, that's not 16 points right there, right? And so black was winning in the end game. So I had to really, really like work hard to to whittle him down. Let's see. I mean, there's nothing like crazy that I did. I didn't get to kill like anything really, but poking here you can see that I get to take these points away from him. And then poking here, I got to take these points away from him. And this was the big move. This was the move that like was probably the biggest on the board. So I got to do that in Sente, and by doing that move, the score estimator changed to 1.5. So I whittled him down from like 16 to 8.5 lead, all the way to 1.5. And by the very end of the game, I ended up beating him by 1.5. So the end game to me is really important, but my teacher Seth, or Sleazy P, as I put two of his videos up. Broth put up one and I put up one. We had a discussion in that video where he was saying if he's behind in the end game, he doesn't want to really play. I'm sorry, if he's behind in the middle game, he doesn't really want to play the end game. He doesn't find it worth it, or he doesn't like winning if he does win this way. And my other teacher, William, he says the opposite. He says the end game's so important. You can change like 20 points. You can do 20-point swings, and he finds that extremely fun. So I kind of find it funny. I like to agree with William. I'm not the best at end game, but as you can see, I played well enough to change the game from a 16-point lead to me winning by 1.5, and that made me feel really good. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this game. It ran a little longer than I thought it would, but you know, it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take it easy.